Got it. Got it. Good. Hold on. YouTube, YouTube. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. So I am just so excited to use this planner. I love this planner because it absolutely, I mean, even as a healing coach, emotion code practitioner, when you talk to people and you're helping them to get to the life of their dreams, to be able to give them a tool like this is a real cheat code. It is a real cheat code because it absolutely helps them to dig in even deeper than the conversations and time that you spend together with the person. And so it's so important for you to determine where you are in your life right now. Where are you now and where do you want to go? What do you believe to be true about yourself? What do you want to release from your life? And are we guilty of holding on to things that you really should be trying to let go of? Are we guilty of holding on to people, places, things, situations? There's so much healing that needs to happen. Healing spiritually, healing emotionally, healing mentally, healing physically. Like, what is it that we're holding on to? What is the story that you're telling yourself?
Mm.
Are you telling yourself that this is my lot in life? I remember somebody telling me about my ex-husband that I should just resign myself to knowing that he is my lot in life. That no matter what happens, you're going to always show up. So he is just your lot in life. And I said, yeah, that's a no for me. I will always show up for my family. Absolutely. I will always be there. But a lot in life kind of resolves you and resigns you to this is it. But it's never it. Every
It's
day you get
it's
to
like
wake up,
Bridget talking about a box, somebody trying to put you in a box.
you get to wake up every day and make a new choice.
That's
Make
right.
a new choice, re-choice every single day.
And tell yourself a better story.
Tell yourself a better story. And so I'm going to absolutely um, insist that we all take the time to go ahead and finish your stuff. Finish your work, do your work. It is so important for each of us to do our work. Because when things happen to go a little left or a little right, it's so important for us to do the things that are required. So what's required? What's required is what you have in your hand. It's so important to take this thing, pick it up. Life is going to keep on happening. It keeps on happening. It's going to keep on happening. And because we know that that's what's happening, we have to take control of it. And how do you take control of it? You take control of it by the knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? Ask the questions. Where are the questions? In your planner. So pick up the planner, open it up. And I'm so excited because as soon as you open the planner, what's there? You know, we often say, man, I wish that thing came with I wish it came with instructions. These kids don't come with instructions. Life don't come with instructions. These husbands don't come with instructions. These wives don't come with instructions. Nothing comes with instructions. But this book has your instructions. It absolutely is the roadmap to living the best life ever. Do you want to live the best life ever? Or do you want to keep living this life like it is? You know, they say you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And if you don't like it, you're the only person that can change it. I remember waking up unhappy. I remember waking up unfulfilled. I remember waking up with everything seemingly wrong. But what I realized about the whole time period was that the common denominator in all of it was me. I was the one accepting things that I didn't want to accept. I was the one believing that everything was wrong and nothing was right. So at the end of the day, all of my problems started right here. Right here, right here. It's so important to manage the talk that's going on right here in your mind. Your mind will talk you out of everything good. My mind told me when the people said they wasn't coming, what, the world is over. Oh, everything I planned and everything I did and everything. And then I said, wait, hold on. Where we going? Where we going? We not going there. We not, nope. Pause, turn that off. And I just started thinking about everything good. Everything good is I got a refrigerator full of groceries. Full of groceries. And another whole cooler full of vegetables. So what will I do? I'm going to set up my tripod and I'm about to make a whole bunch of food videos. You know, it's absolutely in divine order. We say it every single day, right? And so when you find yourself looking and searching for your life purpose, because it's right here, answering those awareness and self-discovery questions will help that when things don't go according to plan, you will not fall into the hole. We won't be going deep. We won't be going deep. We won't be going deep. Oh, Darlaina, you're going deep. Nope, we're not going deep. We're going to find our life purpose, set our mission, set our vision, set our goals, create the harmony that we want in our lives. The harmony is so important. Because if you let it all, oh, this ain't right. No. Yes, we're going to start with the Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, asparagus, kale, spinach. I got everything green you could possibly think of, Bridget. And so that vision, see, I know my vision. I have a vision for my life. It's on the vision board. The life statement is written. And so all I said I would do is just find some people who live right here in Georgia and invite them over to enjoy all that I'm about to do. If you lived in my town and I called you up and say, hey, listen, I'm doing lunch tomorrow. Why don't you come over? And I shoot some video while the folks is here, all of the modalities that I want to do. Listen, I have every piece of equipment that I could possibly have. So this is an amazing week still. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the people that will have their feet under my table.
We're always in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Absolutely, we are. Absolutely, we are. And so I am absolutely excited for all that we are going to be doing this week. And so if something shows up in your life as contrast, because contrast will continue to show up. And when it does, you just have to tell yourself a different story. And so letting go of this old unsupportive story, let it go. You know, the story of these kind of things always happen to you. The story of, you know, you're never going to get somebody to share your life with you. Or the story of, you know, you just gonna stay sick the rest of your life. You just always sick. The story of, it's just never gonna get better for you. You know those stories? That negative self-talk that comes up. Ooh, ooh. There's stories, those stories that come up in our minds, and we allow those stories to come up. Press some things up and out. And if you find that you are still coming up with stuff or still feeling a way, that may mean you need an emotional healing session. Because there's some things that need to come up and come out and be gone forever so that you can really, really live your best life. What's the best life? What's the best life? Create your positive surroundings. That means clearing out the clutter. That means making sure that you have nothing and all in your space. Cluttered spaces equals cluttered minds. Take your 15 minutes and declutter, declutter, declutter. 15 minutes at a time until you get to where you need to get to. Set those daily priorities, your daily gratitude, your daily visualization, your daily good habits, all of these things. I am so excited for today and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that, because I know every single day is going to be a good day. Not to say that things won't happen and contrast won't happen, because it always will. But I have already set my intention to have a good day. No, I'm sorry. I have set my intention to have a good life. Set your intention to have a good life, no matter what it looks like. So take your action, your monthly action, your weekly action, your daily action. Think on paper, write it out. Write the vision and make it plain. Feel good and manifest fast. Be creative, follow your intuition. Set time out to chill and relax, reflect and celebrate, 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 celebrate. And ask yourself the questions to empower your day. What am I happy about in my life right now? What about that makes me happy? And how does that make me feel? What am I excited about in my life right now? And what about that makes me excited? And how does that make me feel? What am I proud about in my life right now? What about that makes me proud? And how does that make me feel? The whole thing is, how does it make me feel? How does it make me feel? And if it makes you feel any other way than good, you gotta go. Gotta go. It has to go. What are you grateful for in your life right now? What about that makes you grateful? And how does that make you feel? What are you enjoying most in your life right now? What about that do you enjoy? And how does it make you feel? What are you committed to in your life right now? What about that makes you committed? And how does that make you feel? Who do you love in your life? And who loves you? What about that makes you feel loved or loving? And how does that make you feel? How can you make yourself feel good today? How can you improve your relationships today? How can you be present in the now? It's so important to be present in the now. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow doesn't exist. That's why they call the present a gift. So stay here now. And then I like what Christopher sent me. If you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you are anxious, you're living in the future. If you are at peace, you're in the present. So stay at peace, stay in the present. How can you create more inner peace today? What can you give today? What are your 5 top important goals today? What can you do to achieve your goal? What help or guidance can you ask for today? What can you pray for today? And if this was the last day of your life, how would you live it? It's so important that when you find yourself in the lower portions of the emotional vibrational chart. Chart's right there in the planner. You know, sometimes we have so many resources at our fingertips and we don't use them. Not the people, not the places, not the things. And then as soon as contrast shows up, it reminds you that you have these options that you're not even using. Oh man, I could have went to the gym. Oh man, I could have went swimming. I could have went for a walk. I could have went biking. So many things I could have did before my body got sick. Oh man, I gained all this weight. All these different things that come up that you have absolute control over, but you don't think about it until something breaks or something falls apart. And so if you find yourself in a space that you don't want to be in, ask yourself a couple of questions. Why am I here? What can I do now that I am here? What resources do I have to change this? Who are my rocket booster friends that I can reach out to help me process this so I'm not processing things alone? We do that way too much. We can pray and meditate, talk to God, but sometimes you want to hear somebody out loud respond back to you. That's why we create our rocket booster friends in advance to know who we can safely share whatever our situation is. And so when you find yourself in this bottom section of the chart in anger or depression or blame, you want to first affirm yourself. Affirm, I let go easily, all is well. Take time every day to become aware of how I feel, and I accept every emotion. I do not resist. I allow myself to feel and let go. It's so important to allow yourself and feel and let go. Feeling and letting go allows us to process the emotion, because many people that are sick and hurting are hurting from unprocessed emotion. Unprocessed emotion that they've been carrying since they were 2 years old. Unprocessed emotions that they've been carrying since they were 12 or 15. Who knows? Elementary experience, high school experience. And then here we are 20, 30 years later, and we're still talking about I was never the cool kid. And so as an adult, you run around putting yourself in all kinds of uncomfortable positions because you're trying to be the cool kid still. When all you need to do is just be you. Just be you. And so then we can take action to help us to feel better. So the action steps to feel better and increase your emotional vibration is write down your goals and everything you love. Do charity work. Make a to-do list and take action on the first task. Become aware, accept the feelings and let go. Write down what you worry about. Dance, jump around, have fun. Spend time with positive friends. Practice self-love. Give somebody a hug. Talk positive to yourself. Play a game. Play your favorite music. Play with kids. Play with pets. Sing out loud. Cook your favorite meal. Go for a facial or massage, or give yourself a facial or massage. Soak your feet. Soak your hands. Phone a friend. It's so, so important for us to do this work, answering the questions, knowing where you are now, where you're going, and how you're going to get there, choosing your top 5 goals, and then asking yourself, is this truly your goal, or is it your parents' goal, or your sister's goal, or your boyfriend's goal, or your husband's goal? Is it truly your goal? Is it truly what your heart desires? And then why do you want it? Who is it for? Is it for you, or is it for someone else? Usually if it's for you, just you alone, It's usually not the best goal. But when you start to impact the lives of other people, that's a goal. That's absolutely a goal. And so absolutely rewarding yourself as you make these goals. What will you give yourself when you get it? What will you give yourself when you make it? What reward will you give yourself? You know me, I always want to go someplace warm. Tell yourself where you want to go. Buy yourself a dress. Buy yourself some shoes. Take yourself to lunch. Reprogram your mind and unblock your true potential. Knowing what your fears are in advance. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of not having enough, whatever it is, as you are getting rid of the blocks and distractions that's stopping you from getting to the big dream or the big goal. What are they? If it's any of those, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of not having enough, fear of not being enough, you only have one affirmation: I am enough. I am more than enough. And what are your distractions? TV, radio, internet, people. Knowing your process before it happens is how you handle it. So what are the action steps to get rid of those distractions? If it's people, you know, they got to be on a timer, or you don't pick up the phone, you let them leave a text, you let them leave a voice message. If it's TV, listen, unplug that thing, cover it up, do something to it so that it doesn't distract you. See, the people on the TV, they working. They doing their gig. They doing their thing that gets them excited. They're doing their thing already. Their thing is to entertain you for hours and hours and hours and hours. Show after show after show after show. And so if you're finding yourself doing that, absolutely stop doing that. So you can get to the work that you're supposed to be doing. Unplug it, cover it up, put a note on it, call it the income reducer. That's what I call it, the income reducer. I still have that on all of my remote controls in my house. And every time I picked up the remote, it's an income reducer. I'm like, let me put that down. Let me go do something else. If it's the internet, you set yourself a timer. Say, okay, I'm going to be on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. You set yourself up for success by setting the timer in advance. Even on some of those phone calls, set the timers. So when the timer goes off, you absolutely are not destroying your day by being someplace that you shouldn't be. And so it's so important to really take stock, write your life statement, do your vision boards, make sure you're using it, find out if you are in the spaces that you want to be in every area of your life. It's so important to make sure that we are finding ourselves in order when it comes to each area, and each area is its own area. So be ready to work on your areas individually, your home life, your career, your business, your family, your free time. Playtime is so important for that inner child. That's why I skate and jump double dutch and do all the other things that I do. Man, my friends is all talking all this trash about challenging me to play jacks. They don't even know. I'm a jack playing fool. So it's so important for each of us to get in our spaces and do the things that are important for us to do as we are growing. And so does anybody have any questions, any concerns, any comments about what we talked about? You can unmute yourselves now, if you like. But yeah, I really wanted to, especially after this morning, you know, things can happen that will throw you for a big old loop. And I'm just like, okay, what is this for? Why is this happening?
It is to really I believe that it's just out there. It's not. I think sometimes we take it personal, and that's the issue. Is we
Yeah.
take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like Abraham, he says that there's going to be contrast. Like it should never be a surprise to any of us that there is contrast. When we take it personal is when the problem begins. When we internalize what is going on and make it our own, all of a sudden it becomes ours, and we take ownership of the drama. We take ownership of the issue of it, which then makes it toxic to you
Yeah.
because you took it in. You understand what I'm saying? If you had a cup of poison, like, okay, I'll give a better example. We know not to go in our kitchen and drink the Lysol that we clean up with, right?
Yep.
We know that. We know not to do that. But when problems and issues and people bring things to us that don't belong to us emotionally, we don't know how to not drink. Don't drink the Lysol. Don't drink the Lysol. Don't drink the Lysol. Or somebody used to say, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid." Look, that's the drama. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. All Kool-Aid. Look, really, Kool-Aid ain't good for you, period, because it ain't never sugar and water. So don't drink the Kool-Aid that other people sometimes bring to you subconsciously. They don't even realize what they are doing. It's a Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do moment. It is that in that moment that we have to, okay, stop. Sometimes you just have to stop before you say anything, before you do anything, before you make any kind of movement. Stop and ask yourself, what did this show up at my door for?
Mm-hmm.
And once I realized if it does have, you know, it may have a purpose. And if I identify that it doesn't have a purpose and it's just contrast, because when I hear the word contrast, I think about a TV. You know how you can control the contrast in the TV? You can go up or down with it yourself. So guess what? The TV don't run me, I run the TV.
Yeah.
So when I see that contrast showing up, if it's too weird looking, then I can go slide that bar back to a level that I can handle and be like, listen, this where I'm at. I don't know where you at, but it's all types of things that we can guard. We can armor ourselves with different things to help us to navigate through contrast. You understand? Like planes, the pilots know when turbulence is coming. They know ahead of time. They tell you, hey, we're going over here by Phoenix, and there's going to be high winds in Phoenix. So guess what? We need you to all to be prepared. Turbulence is not a surprise to a pilot. They already know before they get to that spot what a turbulence is.
Yes.
So since we know that some people can be called turbulence, that could be their name. Turbulence. Hello. Hello, Turbulence. How are you doing today?
How are you?
Yeah, we're gonna ride on through you.
Yeah.
Just ride on through you, ride on
Yeah.
through you. Okay. And eventually turbulence don't last the whole flight. It's only for a little while. You bounce, you bump for a little while. And all right, let me bounce on through this. All right. Hold on. I got my armor. I got everything I need. All right. Okay. I'm out and keep on moving. But when we take ownership of the turbulence, nobody said the turbulence belonged to the plane. That plane is not trying to stop and get stuck in the turbulence. The plane moves through it.
Yes.
It either go above it or below it, or it have to go through it. But it does not take ownership of the turbulence. Nobody, you don't see nobody airline called Turbulence Airline. Nobody.
They wouldn't have no
They won't have no passengers. So guess what? When you allow that toxicity to become yours, and you wonder why people don't want to be around you, ask yourself, what did you take ownership of something that didn't belong to you?
Yeah.
And now your energy is off, and you can't attract what you really desire. You're attracting turbulence. Why? Because you're the one that took ownership of on turbulence. What's wrong with you? Don't take ownership of that. That don't belong to you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Darlaina, I just want to say that you are such an inspiration. I just love how you turned your lemon into lemonade this morning. And the other thing I want is, could you go over the saying that Christopher sent you?
Yes, he said, if you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you are anxious, you're living in the future. If you are at peace, you're living in the present.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something, Darlena. Kind of veggie backing off of Brenda in regards to how you turned your lemons into lemonade. I always say when I have those kind of moments, I always say to myself, everything in time. Because we don't know time. We have watches, clocks, cell phones, everything that tells us what time it is, but do we really truly know what time it is for us to step into something? So I think even in those moments, it even in, because you can be disappointed or you can feel a certain way about it, but it may not have been that the timing for you in this time, and it's something greater and bigger for you that's going to be even better than that. So I always look at those moments like, well, it's something even better coming down the pipeline. It wasn't time for me at this time, everything in time. So your time is going to come. It just wasn't today because it's something else that's supposed to take place that's going to be bigger than that.
Absolutely. All I did was change my outfit. I said, okay, not that
That's
outfit.
it.
I'm gonna do another outfit, and I'm gonna wear bright pink, and I'm gonna put my shea butter on and be shiny and shine
That's
my
right.
up and be happy. Matter of fact, let me retwist my hair so I can take good pictures. Because with this dress here, I got some really high heels I'm gonna put on, and I'm gonna take some really nice pictures today. So trust and believe you me, I am not shook, not even a little bit. It just did like this.
Pivot.
That's
Pivot.
it. That's it.
Yeah, pivot.
All day.
You turbulent, you went above it. You go above the turbulence, you go below it, or you go through it. You understand? It's the thing is you know look, this is not even when we live on the precipice of this, look, either way it goes, however, whatever the results are, I win.
Yes.
I win. Like, it doesn't matter what the contrast is gonna, and that's what I love about that morning rampage is every day is gonna be contrast. We know it's gonna come. Yeah. It ain't a surprise. It's just like, let me put my sunglasses on for this contrast that's trying to come. Let me go and get ready, because I know you're coming, but I'm ready for you. You understand? When we know we're gonna be outside for a long time, what do we go get the off? Go get the off, right? There you go. Put your sunglasses on. Put your blockers on. Block that shade. There you go. Block that shade. Block it. Oh, I wish I had a camera so I could take your pictures right now. Come on. Block it. Give me block angles. Yes. Block it. Work that block. Just do all of the things. Hey. Because what you ain't gonna do is take my energy. What you ain't gonna do is stop this shine. You can't do that.
Yes.
I don't care what you got going on. I don't care. God, Father, after I pray for you, Father, forgive them.
Yes.
For they know not what they do.
Yes.
I'm gonna put my sunglasses on and I'm gonna proceed to the next exit.
Absolutely. Thank you. Go ahead, Jess.
I'm loving this conversation. I've also just recently started reading another book called The Universe Has My Back. But I just finished this book. It's called I Need a Lifeguard Everywhere But the Pool. And it is amazing. And so this conversation this morning has me thinking about this book I just finished and then the new one I've started. But I just wanted to share the last phrase of how the book ended, because it very much is articulating exactly what we're saying today. And it says, we really are our own lifeguard in the end. Our feet will walk us right out the door or wherever we want or supposed to go. May you get whatever you wish for. You deserve nothing less because you are top of the line.
Wow. That's
Yeah, and that was how the book
beautiful.
finished. So I strongly recommend it. And it was, my mom bought it for me as a stocking stuffer. And I finally opened it a few weeks ago and I just couldn't put it down because it was so good and so articulate of everything that we talk about in these groups about, you know, following our hopes and our dreams and our desires and listening.
I love it. All right, we're going to take Sherry, then Dr. Loretta. Go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in and say that for myself, when people come at me with, like, for example, I was moving on my friend. I went to get some things that my friend gave me from her house, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Sherry, I stayed here too. Don't have it." And as soon as I felt her energy, I went to peace and calm.
Mhm.
We'll work it out. We'll figure it out, you know, and it's because of us being here 149 days
Yes.
that I know immediately not to match her, not to match where she was.
Yes.
You know, while we initially got on the call, Bo called me, and in the past I would have been like, "Bo, this is my call." I just said, "Bo, dear, I'm coming this morning. You gonna be on time?" I was like, "Oh, I'll be there before 11. You sure you going?" I said, "I will be there." So it's such a protection for yourself, for your own safety, and the more we practice it, the better we'll get at it. And even in telling stories, like Christopher said, if you're anxious and you're in the, I won't even go into stories that have happened already or it's too much drama, because then you're in that space. You bring yourself right to the energy you don't want. So I'm grateful for this time that we spend together. I'm grateful for today.
Absolutely. Me too.
Coming home.
Go ahead, Dr. Loretta.
In my prayer time, I got some time ago that your power is in your willingness to pivot. And that's what you did today. I didn't even really understand the word pivot when I got it. I kept asking ball players and stuff, what pivot? What do? You hold one foot and you go all around. But this is the application of when contrast comes. Our power is in our willingness to look all around at our options and pivot or not. See, for me, the or not is as important as taking action. For me personally, the or not is sit down and be quiet or take a nap. You know, that's the or not for me. Yeah. But it's our power is in our willingness to, as Sherry said, not match that energy, stay within yourself. And as Christopher says, the present is where your peace is. And if the situation is trying to cost you your peace, the price is too high.
Too high. Absolutely too high. Well, thank you, everybody. We have now put day 148, actually, Sherry, in the bag. Hi, Gwen, because Gwen always agrees when it's in the bag. It's in the bag, it's in the bag, it's in the bag. So have an amazing, amazing day. Hey, Kathy, I see you here too. JT and Rakisha's in the building. Arlisha, I appreciate each and every one of you taking this time to be with us. Hey, Alan is in the building too. We're so great. I'm so grateful.
You got that right.
You know, when everything went the way it went this morning, when he called me and said all the stuff he said, and I don't think he even would have called me. I texted him and said, "What time you getting here?" He said, "Oh, we had to postpone."
Yeah. Well, when was he going to tell you? See, God told you to call him. See, that's being intentional. We got to listen
You gotta listen.
intuitively.
Gotta listen. So absolutely, all is already all right. Was all right before I made the call and it's gonna stay all right even after the call.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. So have an amazing rest of your day, you guys. We will talk real soon. See you tonight. Bye.
You sound like Abraham now.
Say it again.
You sound like Abraham now.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, when you said see you real, see you tonight.
Yeah. See you tonight.